وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. صدق اللہ العظیم. فی امان اللہ.
یہ تھی آپ کے سامنے تلاوت کلام پاک پیش کر رہی تھی سمیہ محی الدین، جو اسی کالج کی فرسٹ سیم کی طالبہ ہیں. تلاوت کلام پاک کے بعد ہم سب کا جو یہاں جمع ہونا ہوا ہے آج، تاریخ کا یہ ایک مستقل سلسلہ رہا ہے کہ جب بھی زمانے میں اور دنیا میں ظلم و تشدد، عدم آہنگی اور جہالت اور ذات پات اور رنگ و نسل کی بنیاد پر دنیا میں حالات بدلے ہیں، تو ہر وقت قدرت نے کسی نہ کسی ایسے انسان کو ان حالات کے سدھار کے لیے اور باہمی امن، سکون اور بھائی چارہ کو قائم کرنے کے لیے اپنے پسندیدہ انسانوں کو منتخب کر کے اس دنیا میں اجالا کرنے کے لیے چیدہ افراد کا انتخاب کر کے دنیا کو صحیح راستہ دکھلانے کے لیے ایسے افراد وجود میں لائے. انہی افراد میں سے ایک فرد تھے گاندھی جی، جن کے سلسلے میں آج یہ پروگرام ہو رہا ہے، جس کا عنوان ہے عصر حاضر میں گاندھیائی فلسفے کی عملی تطبیق. اس سے پہلے کہ پرنسپل ڈگری کالج ہزا کے پرنسپل صاحب خطبہ استقبالیہ پیش کریں، میں آج کے اس تقریری مقابلے کے سلسلے میں گزارش کروں گا کہ اس پروگرام میں جج کے فرائض انجام دیں گے ڈاکٹر عبدالرشید صاحب، ڈگری کالج کپوارہ، ڈاکٹر جان محمد صاحب، ڈگری کالج کپوارہ، اور ڈاکٹر شوکت صاحب، ڈگری کالج کپوارہ. وہ آج کے اس تقریری مقابلے کے سلسلے میں جج صاحبان کے فرائض انجام دیں گے. اس کے بعد بلا تاخیر کے میں دعوت دیتا ہوں پروفیسر محمد شفیع لون صاحب کو کہ وہ اپنا خطبہ استقبالیہ پیش کرے.
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. My senior faculty of this college, Professor Gandhi Jahyanti. Next to him, my friend from Horticulture Department, Mr. Saab. Faculty from other colleges and faculty of my college. Students, participants from different colleges and students of my college, I welcome you all in this program which we are celebrating today among the series of programs regarding Gandhi Jahyanti. And we all are aware about the fact that the series of programs are going on regarding this Gandhi Jahyanti from 15th of September onwards. And it will continue till 2nd of October. And the theme, as we are aware about of it, relevance of Gandhian philosophy in contemporary times. Gandhian philosophy simply says, as I quote, if we could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. As a man changes our nature, so does the attitude of the world change towards him. We need not to wait to see what others do. We need to act today. We need to act at this moment. And also, the Gandhian very simple philosophy, as I quote, your belief becomes thoughts. Your thoughts becomes words. Your words becomes your actions. Your actions becomes your habits. Your habits becomes your values. And your values becomes your destiny. This is the simple Gandhian philosophy. And we are also aware about the role of Mahatma Gandhi during the freedom struggle of the India. I'm not going to take much time here. The participants from the different colleges and participants from our calls, I can also tell you that this is the platform which gives you the opportunity to prove your talent, to prove your mettle. No matter who will be the winner or who will perform uh, as per his capacity, the most important thing is the participation. As we all know, उर्दू में है कि गिरते हैं मैदान जंग में शाहसवार जैसे वो तिफल क्या गिरे जो घुटनों के बल से. ये सबसे बड़ी बात है कि आप यहाँ आए इस प्रोग्राम में पार्टिसिपेशन के लिए और यहाँ अपना आप जो आपको टॉपिक दिया है रिगार्डिंग द कंटेस्ट डिक्लेमेशन कंटेस्ट. आई एम श्योर you will enjoy this program, and don't think who will win or who will lose, and at the end our judges will take due care of it, so that as we know that we are selecting the participants, the contestants from here, and we are sending today their names to the higher education department, and later on there will be another contest regarding the same theme on the state level. So I welcome you all. Good luck for the participants. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
ये आपके सामने प्रोफेसर मोहम्मद शफी लोन, प्रिंसिपल गवर्नमेंट डिग्री कॉलेज कुपवारा, जिनकी नासिहाना और मुफीद कलिमात से आप मुस्तफीद हो रहे थे. इससे पहले कि हम आज की इस तकरीरी मुकाबले का आगाज करें, हमारी गुजारिश होगी बच्चों से कि वो 5 मिनट के अंदर अपनी तकरीर पूरी करें. हर बच्चे को 5 मिनट दिए जाएंगे और 4 मिनट पर उनको पहली बेल की जाएगी, उसके बाद दूसरी बेल पर उनको अपनी तकरीर खत्म करनी होगी. इस तकरीरी मुकाबले का आगाज करने के लिए मैं दावत देता हूं इकरा गनी शाह को, जो कि 3rd सेमेस्टर की तालिबा हैं, जिनका ताल्लुक डिग्री कॉलेज वुमेन्स से कुपवारा से है, कि वो आए और अपनी तकरीर पेश करें. इकरा गनी शाह, 3rd सेमेस्टर, GDC वुमेन्स कॉलेज कुपवारा.
guests, esteemed dignitaries, respected teachers, and my dear friends. I welcome you all and consign my cordial that's Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Dear friends, me, Ikra Ganesha from third semester, I, student of GDC Kupwara, before you wish to speech. And my speech is about relevance of Gandhian philosophy in modern times. 2nd October, every year is a great day for India as well as for the whole world. On this day, India celebrates the birth anniversary of the father of the nation, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. An International Day for Non-Violence, observed to pay respect and acceptance to the true spirit of non-violence, promoted by Gandhi ji throughout his life. Looking at the present state of affairs in India, the birthplace of Gandhi, one would probably surmise that Gandhism, whatever the term may mean, can't have any relevance in this 21st century. Gandhi is rightly called the father of nation because he single-handedly stood up against the mighty British Empire without any arms and brought his independence. However, today, Gandhi is mostly forgotten in India and his relevance questioned even by his ardent devotees. Today, Gandhi is remembered mostly on his birthday, which is celebrated as a national holiday rather as a ritual. In real world, Gandhi was a politician, a shrewd politician who was trying to bring peace and harmony to India on one hand while trying to bring his independence at the same time. For Gandhi, the process of change was very important, which must be ethical, non-violent, democratic, against giving rights to all minorities. One would wonder what may be the relevance of Gandhi in this all-pervading, materialistic, agnostic, and materialist culture. What is the significance of Gandhi to the modern world, and what is the secret of his success? Gandhi has been a great light for the Tibetan leader, Dalai Lama, who puts Gandhi's right success in right perspective. He said many ancient Indian masters have preached ahimsa, non-violence as a philosophy that was mere philosophical understanding. But Mahatma Gandhi in this 20th century produced a very sophisticated approach because he implemented that very philosophy of ahimsa in modern politics. And he succeeded. That is a very great thing. And that is precisely the greatness of Gandhi. And that is the message of Gandhi to the modern world. Gandhi left many valuable sayings for the modern man to fight for goodness in society. Gandhi said, goodness travels at a snail's pace. Non-violence, Gandhi said, is a tree of slow growth. It grows imperceptibly but surely. And the mere goodness is not a virtue. Gandhi stated, goodness must be joined with knowledge, courage, and conviction. Was Gandhi a saint? Gandhi objected when people called him a saint, trying to be a politician. He said he would rather be a politician trying to be a saint. Gandhi was not a saint, he was a common man, but a common man in modern world, in the footsteps of Buddha and Jesus. He said, I have nothing new to teach the world. Truth and non-violence are as old. If we say that the 21st century is the century of the common man, then we see that Gandhism has even more relevance in this age, and Gandhi will inspire generations of individuals to fight for goodness of the society. So I will conclude to attribute with the Gandhi that Albert Einstein gave. Generations to come, it may well be, will secures believe that such a man as this ever in and flesh and blood walked upon this earth. So thanks. Wish you have a charmful day.
ये थी आपके सामने इकरा गनीशा GDC वुमेन कुपवारा। अगर कोई पेंटिंग मुकाबले की कोई बच्चा या कोई बच्ची यहाँ पर मौजूद है तो उनसे गुजारिश की जाती है कि वो मीटिंग हॉल में चले जाएं। इसके बाद मैं दावत देता हूँ
अगर आप में से कोई पेंटिंग कंपटीशन के लिए आया है ना, वो काइंडली मीटिंग हॉल में हमें मिलिए, पेंटिंग कंपटीशन वाले।
अब मैं दाव देता हूं हमारे जो दूसरे खतीब हैं वो हैं तुफैल अहमद खताना, 3rd सेमेस्टर GDC कुरालपुरा। तुफैल अहमद साहब, GDC कुरालपुरा।
Worthy principal of this institution, Muhammad Shafi Lon sir, other highly respected dignitaries or respected judges, teachers, my dear colleagues, Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Myself, Tufail Bashir Khatana from GDC Kralpura, and today I stand here in front of you for delivering a speech on Gandhian philosophy, truth and non-violence in contemporary world. फिजाये अमन ओमान की सदा रहे कायम, फिजाये अमन ओमान की सदा रहे कायम, सुनो ये फर्ज तुम्हारा भी है हमारा भी, इस सादगी पे कौन न मर जाए ऐ खुदा, इस सादगी पे कौन न मर जाए ऐ खुदा, लड़ते हैं और हाथ में तलवार भी नहीं। इतना सच बोल के होंठों का तबस्सुम न बुझे, इतना सच बोल के होंठों का तबस्सुम न बुझे, रोशनी खत्म न कर, आगे अंधेरा है, आगे अंधेरा है। Dear audience, whenever we think of Mahatma Gandhi, two words come to our mind: truth and non-violence, as he was the great supporter and believer in their two ideals. The great soul, moral and spiritual teacher, his full name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, was born on October 2, 1869 at Porbandar, Gujarat. Truth, Satya, and non-violence, Ahimsa, are two pillars and foundations of Gandhian philosophy. They were two socio-political weapons he used in achieving his goals. Gandhiji said, "My religion is based on truth and non-violence. Truth is my God, and non-violence is the means of realizing Him." था ईमान उसका अहिंसा का नारा, था ईमान उसका अहिंसा का नारा, ये हिंदू मुसलमान कुंबा हमारा, मोहब्बत का हथियार कैसा निराला, मोहब्बत का हथियार कैसा निराला, गुलामी की जंजीर को काट डाला। Dear audience, non-violence is a weapon of strong. Non-violence is the greatest force at the disposal of mankind. It's a mightier than mighty weapon of destruction devised by the ingenuity of man. One of the great leaders of all time, Martin Luther King, said, "Non-violence means avoiding not only internal violence of spirit, but also external physical violence. You not only to refuse to shoot a man, but you refuse to hate him." I would like to tell you hadith Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. एक सहाबी हैं हजरत अमसा रदी अल्लाह ताला अन्हु ने पूछा, या रसूल अल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, अय्युल इस्लाम अफजल, सबसे आला दर्जे का इस्लाम किसका है? आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने इरशाद फरमाया, मन सलिमल मुस्लिमूना मिन लिसानिही व यदिही, फरमाया जो शख्स किसी को भी अपने हाथ और जबान से तकलीफ ना पहुंचाए, उसका ईमान सबसे आला दर्जे का है। Dear audience, and the second pillar of Gandhian philosophy is truth or satya. Mahatma Gandhi says there is no God higher than truth. Mahatma Gandhi understood it as a moral truth of truthfulness as an essential word to be delivered to attain God realization. To live a life of truthfulness, peace, love and harmony, Gandhi suggests satyagraha as the way of life for himself and for others. तेरी ज़बां में था एक रब्त सादिक, तेरी ज़बां में था एक रब्त सादिक, तू अजल का पुजारी, रूहानियत का आशिक. Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation, says that truth and non-violence are the two sides of the same coin. One considered ahimsa as the means and truth as an end. He believed that truth and non-violence are only means through which peace can be gained and problems solved. The modern world is full of challenge, as we face challenge at each and every aspect of life. Wars, gender violence, casteism, regionalism, communalism are the global challenge to the global peace. Many reformers advocated the peacekeeping strategies, but Gandhi widely accepted it. His teachings plays a vital role in this contemporary world for separating peace, love, and harmony. So let us separate his message of truth and non-violence all over the globe. Violence can never treat violence. I repeat, violence can never treat violence. Only love can. At last, I conclude my speech by these few lines. शोहरत से तेरे बापू हर्षो मेरे वतन में शोहरत से तेरे बापू हर्षो मेरे वतन में तेरा ही तस्करा है दुनिया के अंजमन में तू फूल बन के महका कुछ इस तरह चमन में तू फूल बन के महका कुछ इस तरह चमन में खुशबू समा गई है अफसोस और जान वतन में थैंक्स अ लॉट
वो गांधी की लाठी डांडी का डेरा वतन में बुलाया नया एक सवेरा। ये थे आपके सामने तुफैल अहमद खटाना जीडीसी कालपुरा के। अब मैं दावत देता हूँ दूसरे एक खतीब मोहम्मद हामिद बाबा साहब को, जिनका ताल्लुक जीडीसी हंदवारा से है, कि वो आए और आपके सामने अपनी तकरीर मुकाबले की तकरीर पेश करें। मोहम्मद हामिद बाबा, जीडीसी हंदवारा।
Esteemed and honorable guests, respected jury, my dear audience, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. अंदाज़े बयां गर्ज मेरा शौक नहीं है, अंदाज़े बयां गर्ज मेरा शौक नहीं है, शायद कि उतर जाए तेरे दिल में मेरी बात. I feel quite privileged on this stage to talk about the philosophy of not the philosopher of books, of not the philosopher who was in a room, but of a philosopher who got his philosophy into his real life. And it's no one other than our own Mr. M.K. Gandhi. When you see at the biography of M.K. Gandhi, you will see that he has preached ahimsa and non-violence. And it is so strict that he also calls off the movement, his own movement he calls off for ahimsa because people were dying for the movement. So when you see on M.K. Gandhi's philosophy and its relevance today, it becomes quite applicable in these times. Because in today's times, man is not caring of the other man. But on the other hand, see the philosophy of M.K. Gandhi, who is looking even after the animals in his own farm. Rather than the philosophers of West, who wrote books to preach. But M.K. Gandhi came here into the ground for Gandhi March, for non-cooperation movement, any movement you see. And that was what gave him the name, in my, you can say, opinion, that a practical philosopher. The philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi, I already told you, revolves around the two things, ahimsa and non-violence. When we see ahimsa, we can call that, in case in the India that time there was a big thing issue, that was communalism, the religion-based ideologies. But see what M.K. Gandhi says, and in his famous and most famous budget, that he says he says the gods of two. He says gods of two, not one. He always says gods of two, one from the Muslim and one from the Hindu side. And that is his communalism. When we see on Gandhi as a philosopher, we can look on various aspects. Firstly, if I talk of Satyagraha, what was Satyagraha? It was basically fight the British, but not with weapons that you are doing, but fight the British with non-violence. Fight them with your character. When he gave the slogan, do or die, and the people died, but I already told you, he wants ahimsa. So what happens the next? He calls off the movement. Just for his one principle of ahimsa, he calls off the movement. He calls all the religions equal just for his this ideology. So even अगर लोगों ने मार दिया है गांधी को 1948 में, but that does not matter. Gandhi is a way of life. Gandhi is a philosophy to live. So this part, this program here, this too is a part of that. That we still remember Gandhi and his philosophy. We still remember him as a leader. We got the independence from the British, but not by violence. We have fought peacefully for it. And that tribute goes to Mr. M.K. Gandhi. And for that dashing leader, for that you can also say spiritual guide, Mahjur has quoted a verse, Agar wuznav han basti gulan mastrav zero bam, Agar wuznav han basti gulan mastrav zero bam, binul kar vav kar gagrai kar tufan paida kar. It is not only this, but in present time you can see Gandhian philosophy. See the foreign policy of our country, India. What is written? You can't use weapons first. In this nuclear-driven world, we are still writing in our foreign policy that we don't have to use weapons first. What is that? That is the effect of Gandhi. We have in our DPSPs, Directive Principles of State Policy, we have Gandhian principles there. What is that? That is the effect of Gandhi. So I can conclude my topic by saying that the greatest tribute that we can pay to MK Gandhi is to preach his philosophy to the generation that is coming after us. Thank you.
था ईमान उसका अहिंसा का नारा, ये हिंदू मुसलमान कुंबा हमारा। अब मैं दावत देता हूँ कॉलेज हज़ा की एक तालिबा सुमैया महिद्दीन को कि वो आए और अपनी तकरीर पेश करें। सुमैया महिद्दीन, GDC कुपवारा।
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Honorable Principal Sir and other staff members, dear audience, good morning to everybody. Myself, P. Sumaya Mahideen, enrolled under first semester program in this institution. Having this opportunity to speak before you people, I must start my speech with a great quote said by Albert Einstein about a great personality. He once says, generations to come will scarce believe that such a one as this walked the earth in flesh and blood. Dear audience, 2-3 centuries back, who would have thought that a child born to Kanchan Gandhi and Putli Bai in northwest frontier area called Porbandar, which is present Gujarat, would be marking elevating leadership, ethnical leadership, not only domestically but also internationally. Yes, you got me right. I am talking about no other person, but a one who kick-started his journey under the name of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Just an ordinary person like you and me and became Mahatma. This man started from a scratch. He actually started from a scratch and took a big tunnel funneling to the innumerable people in past and as well as in future to come. Dear audience, I will illustrate. I'll be trying to illustrate my notions on the relevance of Gandhian philosophy to the contemporary times, the road ahead. I'll be putting light in brevity on his life, be an ordinary man, the Gandhi as a person, the journey of Gandhi as a person to the Gandhism as a philosophy. I'll be letting the audience to decide how relevant he is in the contemporary times. Is he road ahead? I'll just let it on you to decide to brainstorm about. So just hold your mind and ears during this declamation. Just like other children, Mahatma Gandhi was no different. He opened his eyes during British Raj under the slavery, followed the suit around completing studies and became a barrister. He got a case of merchant to attend. Then he went to South Africa. Little you know that a visit to South Africa will be a turning point in his life. He was expected to spend there few years, but ending up spending there 20 years. He got there he realized the plight of colored Indians and kind of treatment they received from the colonizers. He himself was tasted a bit when he was beaten and thrown out from the train. What he did not escape. He pledged to fight rather than flight. As most of we people do, whenever we met a problem, whenever we met an issue, we just want to escape from the place. But Gandhism teaches us not to escape, just fight. But fight how? He gave us the cure for that. He succeeded in persuading masters of crime to be human. He invented most potent weapons of truth and non-violence while dealing with the men. These two principles became later the basic engines of his philosophy. Mahatma Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi returned to motherland in 1915 from South Africa. After a few years, became an active protagonist of freedom struggle in India. After initiating a number of successful movements which helped India to evacuate to independence, he was finally tasted to death by Nathuram Godse. Currently, that's 26th September to 2022. When I'm delivering this speech before you, India has celebrated 75th independence, 75th year of independence. And after a few days, we'll see that Gandhi Jahyanti will be celebrated. That means Gandhi has not died yet. Gandhi is alive in the bosoms of Indians. We have many issues in this world, like political issues, economic issues, ethical issues, social ethical issues, and psychological issues as well. I believe that Gandhi holds remedy for them. Like politically, India and world is a nuclear workshop anytime in flames. Gandhi stood for peace and non-violence, courage and patience, not to kill, but to avoid bloodshed. Like economically, India and world, due to coronavirus, is dwindling with economic crisis, and Gandhi has used a term, promoted an idea, Atmanirbharta. Sorry, I got a little time. I was about to take a large, but sorry, I can't conclude it. Okay, thank you very much.
आजाद जवाहिर भी साथ साथ आए, आजाद जवाहिर भी साथ साथ आए, उल्फत के नगमे भी मिलजुल के गाए। इस वक्त हमारी इस निशस्त में हमारे मेहमान खुसूसी डॉक्टर फैज अहमद लोन साहब भी तशरीफ लाए हैं। तो ये शेर उनके नाम है, आजाद जवाहिर भी साथ साथ आए, उल्फत के नगमे भी मिलजुल के गाए। मैं दावत देता हूं अब कि इस प्रोग्राम के और एक मुकर्रिर हैं नुज़हत मुश्ताक। मैं नुज़हत मुश्ताक को दावत देता हूं कि वो आए और अपनी तकरीर पेश करें। नुज़हत मुश्ताक, वुमेन्स कॉलेज कुपवारा, डिग्री कॉलेज वुमेन्स।
Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn if you were to live forever. Respected Principal Sir, Honorable Judges, other staff members, my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum to all of you. Myself, Nusrat Mushtaq from GDC Kupwara to speak about Gandhian philosophy. Gandhism is a body of ideas that describes the inspiration, vision, and the life work of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. It's particularly associated with the contribution of the ideas of non-violent resistance, sometimes also called the civil resistance. Two pillars of Gandhism are truth and non-violence. However, Gandhi did not approve of Gandhism as he explained. There is no such thing as Gandhism, and I don't want to leave any sect after me. I don't claim to have organized any new principle or doctrine. I have simply tried in my own way to apply the eternal truths of our daily life problems. The opinion I have formed and the conclusion I have arrived at are not final. I may change it tomorrow. I have nothing new to teach the world. Truth and non-violence are as the hills. Satyagraha. Satyagraha is formed by two words, Satya, truth, and Agra, holding firmly to. The poetry and defining elements of Gandhism is Satya, a truth, a Sanskrit word for truth. It also refers to a virtue in Indian religion, referring to being truthful in one's thought and speak, action.
Gandhi said the truth is more powerful weapon of mass destruction. Asima, at the age of 36, Gandhi adopted the way of brahmacharya or the control of the sense, himself of the control, himself to control of the sense, thought and actions. Economics. Gandhi exposed an economic theory of simple living and self-sufficiency, importing substance rather than generating experts like Japan and South Korea did. Gandhi adopted the clothing style of most Indians in the early 20th century. His adoption of Gandhi or homespun cloth was intended to help eradicate the evils of poverty, social and economic discrimination. The clothing policy was designed to protest against British economy policies in India. Khadi and Charkha. Gandhi exposed an economic theory of living, and millions of poor Indian workers were unemployed and entrenched in poverty, which Gandhi linked to the industrialization of cotton processing in Britain. Gandhi promoted Khadi as a direct boycott of Lancashire cotton industry. He forced persuading all members of the National Congress spend sometimes each day hand spinning on the charkha spinning wheel. Fasting. So Gandhi fasting was an important method of exerting mental control in base desires. Gandhi was opposed to the parting of meat, alcohol, stimulants, and salts, most spices, and also eliminate different types of food he ate. Fasted to death on three notable occasions when he wanted to stop all revolutionary activities after the Chara Churi incident of 1922. When he feared that in 1932 communal award giving separate electorates to untouchable Hindus would politically divide the Hindu people. And in 47, when he wanted to stop the blood between Hindu Muslims in Bengal and Delhi region. Gandhi describes his religious beliefs to rooted in Hinduism as well as in particular the Bhagavad Gita. Despite the belief in Hinduism, Gandhi was also critical of many of the social practices of Hindu and South of form. Inspirations. Gandhi deep committed and displayed belief in non-violence, civil deception in opposite forms of oppression or justice, has inspired many subsequent political figures including Martin Luther King, Jr. of the United States, Nelson Mandela, and Steve Bikoff of South Africa. I will conclude my speech to saying that you must be the change. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Thank you.
अब इसके बाद मैं दावा देता हूँ उल्फत मंजूर को, जिनका ताल्लुक जीडीसी हंदवारा से है, कि वो आए और अपनी तकरीर पेश करें। उल्फत मंजूर, जीडीसी हंदवारा।
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Respected Excellencies, dear Principal Sir, highly honored professors, non-teaching staff members, and my dear audience. A very good afternoon to all of you. I, Ulfat Manzoor from GDC Handwara, I take immense pleasure to speak on the topic that is given to us, that is relevance of Gandhian philosophy in contemporary world times. Dear audience, let me briefly touch upon some of his major ideologies to gauge their importance in the current way of turbulence that entire globe is grappling with. One of the most ideology of Mahatma Gandhi ji that worked under was Satyagraha. It means the exercise of the purest soul force against all injustice, oppressions, and exploitation. It's a method of securing rights by personal sufferings and not inflicting injury on others. Today, we feel impressed with the slogan Atmi Nirbhar Bharat. Gandhi ji has advocated this path 7 decades before under the title Swadeshi. The loose translation for which is the most in most contexts is self-sufficiency. Gandhiji held that earth has enough for the human needs but not enough for human greeds. This statement reflects upon the human behaviors, destroys nature, and how sustainable way of living is the need of the hour. The world is suffering under the global warming, climate change, resource crunch, and all environmental conservation treaties and sustainable development efforts must implement this Gandhian philosophy. Secularism is yet another Gandhian philosophy the world stands badly in need of. Gandhiji was tolerant towards all religions, and the world today needs more and more faith-wise, tolerant people in societies where violence is committed in the name of religion. Ethnocentric bias will go if the societies of the is based on the principle of secularism. Gandhiji also advocated for the ethical importance. The world at large is witnessing a horizontal degradation of values. The level of ethical degradation is so grim that people don't hesitate to kill someone for the gratification of their own interest. Gandhiji also accentuated peace, stability in the world. He advocated for peace and non-violence. The war gripped nations and the world at large, where bloodshed is common and the violence is gaining a currency stance, badly in need of Gandhian peace and non-violence. Dear audience, Gandhian philosophy is so effective and relevant that if implemented in letter and spirit can prove a savior. It's the voice of soul and so appealing even to those who think otherwise about him. Every individual thus should follow Gandhian way of life for a happy, prosperous, healthy, harmonious and sustainable future. Now, I would like to conclude my topic by this quote: be the change you wish to see in the world. Be the change you wish to see in the world. In a gentle way, you can shake the world. Waqtu dawana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
इसके बाद मैं दावत देता हूँ रमीज अहमद गनाई को, जिनका ताल्लुक जीडीसी कुरालपुरा से है, कि वो आए और अपनी तकरीर पेश करें। रमीज अहमद गनाई, जीडीसी कुरालपुरा।
खिरमने जुल्म को अब आग लगा दे कोई, खिरमने जुल्म को अब आग लगा दे कोई, चांद तारों को चिरागों को बुझा दे कोई, आसमानों को जमीनों पे झुका दे कोई, जाके गांधी को जुल्म का हाल सुना दे कोई। Respected worthy principal Muhammad Shabir Lone sir, other honorable dignitaries and guests, conveners and organizers of debates and seminar committees, other faculty members and efficient judges, my dear comrades, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I, Ramiz Ahmed Ganai, student of third semester of GDC Kupwara, I will be speaking regarding the philosophy of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi and the two pillars of Gandhian thought that are non-violence and truth in this contemporary world. The speech I am going to deliver will be straightforward. I will be directly targeting India. But first of all, I will speak about the father of nation, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. In that period, it was hard to be a father, and in that very period, he became the father of nation. Look at the mentality and the strength and the willpower of an extremely simple person. A single person with some believers has started a movement called non-violence against the British rule, against those people who are violating the laws, who are violating the country. They are punishing locals. They treat Indians and their cultures as inferior to them and their cultures. But still, M.K. Gandhi remained patient, and as we all know, silence is the start of a disaster. And the silence does work. Britishers felt that they have won, and the Indians have the fight for freedom. At that time, Britishers were publishing newspapers and were publishing fake and baseless news like we are witnessing it today. Today, these publishers, our newspapers are totally fake. तो इस पर एक शार है, लश्कर भी तुम्हारा है, कानून भी तुम्हारा है, लश्कर भी तुम्हारा है, कानून भी तुम्हारा है, तुम झूठ को सच भी बोल दो, अखबार भी तुम्हारा है। खून मजलूम को अब ज्यादा नहीं बहने वाला, जुल्म का दौर अब ज्यादा नहीं चलने वाला। इन अंधेरों का जिगर चीर कर नूर आएगा, तुम हो फिरौन तो मूसा भी जरूर आएगा। As they thought Indians are quiet, but he was preparing silently then violently. It's extremely hard to speak truth in a country where we are demoralized, where we are demoralized, where we don't have any identity, where we are occupied. I will elaborate. Take the example of Kashmir. In our valley, if any scholar will try to highlight the issues related to politics or injustice, he will be booked under PSA, Public Safety Act, as recently we have judged that. I will not further elaborate the matter because I will not elaborate the matter. If Gandhiji had the ability to see the future, he would never have said that speak truth. He would never have said that truth is the pillar of my thought. वो एक शायर ने क्या खूब कहा है, हमने हमारे महापुरुषों को याद रखा है, लेकिन कैसे याद रखा है। गांधी जी की मिसाल दी है, सपनों के जो झोले में हम सब झूल जाते, ये तो अच्छा है कि नोट पे छप गए, वरना हम गांधी जी को भी भूल जाते। I will conclude my speech with this poem. I have wrote it in my simple and own words, but this is not justice. Not even 2 minutes done. Sir, it's about truth and non-violence. If we do not talk about this, this is totally injustice.
इसके बाद मैं दाव देता हूँ तहमीना जावेद को। तहमीना जावेद डिग्री कॉलेज कुपवारा, कि वो आए और यहाँ पर अपनी तकरीर पेश करें।
I have the right to speak anything about anything. I have the right.
Honorable Chief Guest and other dignified members, Assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. My name is Tahmina Javed from GDC Kupwara, and I'm going to be speaking about the relevance of Gandhian philosophy in contemporary times, the road ahead. Dear audience, first we need to understand what is Gandhian philosophy. It is the religious and social ideas adopted and developed by Gandhi, first during his period in South Africa from 1893 to 1914. Gandhian philosophy emphasizes not on idealism but on practical idealism. Gandhian philosophy is a double-edged weapon. Its objective is to transform the individual and society simultaneously, in accordance with the principle of truth and non-violence. Dear audience, Gandhi has been often termed as the prophet of the 21st century. His method of non-violent approach to dispute resolutions as an important area in peace research. He proposed ideas like Sarvodaya, which can be achieved through truth and non-violence. He also brought about various ideologies focusing on empowering and making village self-sufficient, women empowerment, sanitation, etc. In today's modernized world, problems are not just limited to internal conflicts and matters. Issues ranging from border management to nuclear issues are emerging around the world and poses a threat to the peaceful existence of humankind. Past examples have proved that war and violent ways to resolve such conflicts is not a good way. It will lead to the bloodshed and a loss to human life, and resource will slow down. The process of our development will also slow down. In this scenario, there is a need to look for alternative and innovative way to settle disputes among countries. Gandhian peace teachings have a very high significance in the situation. His methods like satyagraha could be adopted in international cross-country conflicts among nations and superpowers. There are various dynamics associated with his teaching which could be analyzed and adopted according to the requisites of the situations. Gandhian principles and conflicts resolution. M.K. Gandhi, one of the greatest personalities of 21st century, had a huge and profound influence on world population with regard to many issues. He had an interest in everything and anything that concerns individual and society as well. He had a set of principles and values to which he adhered to in his believings, power of truth, non-violence, satyagraha, sarvodaya, etc. He also promoted a position reform in the education system, decentralization of democracy, women empowerment. He was a staunch believer of truth. In fact, the very naming of his autobiography, My Experiment with Truth, reflects his lifelong observance and experimentation with truth. Another important philosophy he promoted was that nonviolence. His full political strategy was based on this. He was completely against the use of violence in achieving one's goal. This is an important principle put forward by Gandhi as it helped avoiding bloodshed in various pursuits. This was based on the superiority of soul over the physical body. Violence areas from ignorance Violence arises from ignorance or untruth. Truth conversely arises out of non-violence. At last, I conclude my speech with Gandhi's famous quote: "Peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to cope with it." Thank you so much.
इसके बाद मैं दावा देता हूँ अमीरा जान, जिनका ताल्लुक जीडीसी हिंदवारा से है। अमीरा जान वो आए और अपनी तकरीर पेश करें। अमीरा जान, जीडीसी हिंदवारा। अमीरा जान।
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected principal sir, dear teachers, and my friends. Assalamu alaikum, and a very good morning to all of you. It's me, Amira, from GDC Handwara. I would like to say thank you to give me such a great opportunity to say something on relevance of Gandhian philosophy in contemporary times. Mahatma Gandhi was one of the greatest human beings of India. His life journey inspires us to lead our life in the way of truth. His mother's religious approach highly influenced his life and inspired him to be truthful and an honest person. Mahatma Gandhi was a person who dedicated his life for freedom movement. During that period, he launched civil disobedience movement, non-cooperation movement, and Quiet India movement. He followed the principles of idealism. He also focused on development of moral and spiritual characters of human beings. He mainly stressed on better social integration, endless love for human beings, which all have a positive impact on mental health. His concept of truth, satyagraha, honesty, non-violence give up psychological strength. His ideology changed from time to time in positive direction. He gave major contribution in social reconstruction. A man is but the product of his thought. What he thinks, he becomes. Thank you.
इसके बाद मैं दावा देता हूँ कुर्रतुल आइन को, जिनका ताल्लुक जीडीसी कुपवारा से है। कुर्रतुल आइन आए और अपनी तकरीर पेश करें। कुर्रतुल आइन, जीडीसी कुपवारा।
Respected Principal Sir, Vice Principal Sir, staff members, and my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum to all of you. I am Kuratulain from GDC Kupwara in front of you. Today I am going to speak a few lines about relevance of Gandhi philosophy in 21st century. People still remember and cherish the person who was incredibly responsible for achieving this freedom. Often cited, Mahatma Gandhi is remembered for his teachings. His ideas still resonate in people's mind. However, how relevant are these ideas of non-violence and truth that give us freedom today? Mahatma Gandhi is considered the most splendid statesman of India. His ideas and views still hold a significant position in India, in this country's policies and governance, and underline the most human way to resolve many of the problems that plague our study. Born in Porbandar, Gujarat, Gandhi played a significant role in Gandhi's struggle for freedom. His thoughts of ahimsa and truth, Swadeshi and Swaraj helped India free itself from colonial rule. However, the central question free itself from colonial rule. However, the central question is whether this policy is still relevant as present times or not. Let us compare this Gandhian policy with its present scenario. Today, world problems are not limited to internal conflicts and matters. Issues like border management, environmental problems, nuclear issues, etc. We are living in a world that is divided increasingly day by day by world unrest. Fear, anger, hatred, discontent, disappear, immorality, etc. And the number and intensity of ethnic and religious conflict seems to grow, gaining higher and higher intensity all around the world. Past examples have proved the war and violent ways to resolve such conflicts are not always a good idea. Motifs such as give and take, live and let live, love and to be loved have become glitches in the now dictionary complained by the champions of unlimited growth. This can be possible only if we adopt a holistic vision of life and ensure quality and justice sorry, presupposes the simple truth that each individual is unique and we should respect him that each individual is unique. Individuality and let her maintain each one's uniqueness and what applies to an individual such apply to a nation at a global level. Today, Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy is looked at a lived experience with a potential for transformation leading to a global awakening. Irrespective of time, geographical space, and cultural background, his values such as truth, satya, non-violence, ahimsa, human dignity, and respect and love our fellow beings are more relevant today. Now I conclude my speech with these lines. You must not faith in humanity. Humanity is like an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean eternity, the ocean does not become territory. Mahatma Gandhi. Thanks. Have a nice day.
मोहब्बत का हथियार कैसा निराला, गुलामी की जंजीर को काट डाला। अब मैं दाव देता हूँ तौफीक अली को, डिग्री कॉलेज कुपवारा। तौफीक अली आए और अपनी तकरीर पेश करें।
Firstly, I have a confession to make here that we have got a beautiful audience today here from different colleges here. Everything okay? And starting at the name of Allah, entirely merciful and especially merciful. I am Tawfiq Ali from this GDC Kupwara, and first semester here. And honored dignitaries here, covering personalities in the audience, the hallowed and honored jury here. We have got the topic, we have got an interesting topic and very less known topic, that the relevance of a great philanthropist, a great thinker, a great politician, Mr. M.K. Gandhi, their relevance, their philosophical ideas, their thoughts, what we have got from the history here. There is a fact that 79,000 kilometers, Gandhiji is a man who walked on foot, 79,000 kilometers in his entire life journey. 79,000 kilometers. It's not as easy as it sounds. This is the person that we're going to talk about. He was a very physically weak person, but ideologically he was a beast. A bad person, but bold in his ideas, man. With a walking stick, the stick which always we often we see with his hands, with a walking stick. But self-reliant person. There's a point that we're supposed to learn from the septuagenarians of our society. Septuagenarians, people above 70 or near 70, these are the septuagenarians people, the society group of our population in the society. We got to land our India back from brutal British rule in 1947, but it was not in the terms of Gandhiji as Gandhiji wanted. They wanted a free, they wanted a free this in the society. Sorry. There was from that time, 1947 onwards, we got our territory back. The man, the whole world was grappling from the economic crisis, for political, social, and almost a security crisis internally and externally as well. There was self-rule, economic slowdown was there, increasing intolerance, religious chauvinism was there. We're facing even today. Well, the important part is we need to learn, the modern day nations need to learn our Gandhian philosophy, not only the present day, but future issues ahead. We have a long way to go. We have to develop. There are journeys ahead. There are journeys beyond and behind the sky. Most of the nations that were colonies of European imperialism, European imperialists, got powers during 1940s and on after 1940s. They were struggling with to become the part of the development, to see the improvement, to experience the development of the nations, their nation. For example, USSR, these imperial powers, they rose with a great pace. This USSR, USA, based on the conflicting issues, values. There was a cutthroat competition between these countries. Nuclear arsenals were experienced. Those everywhere. Generally, as well, competition among all the nations was there. Developmental competitions as well. Many nations facing border issues as well today. Internal security as well. Societal upheaval. There is societal upheaval. Hate speech are there. Mob lynching is there. Poor grievance redressal are there. But how we have to do is now just live with the love and passion, live with the harmony in the society, in every decision making unit we see. And there is a concept in philosophy, and there's a great concept in philosophy. There is summum bonum, the good, the achieve good. We have a long way to go to achieve with the Gandhian philosophy. And at last, I have not told as much as I prepared. There was a Vardha scheme. There was a vocationalism was introduced on the idea based on this Gandhian philosophy. He was a man who vacated the land of apartheid, and but at last he was killed by an infamous and a fanatic named Nasuddin Godse. And that time the Jawaharlal Nehru saga that the light has gone away from India. Those were the great beings. They did the great things that they themselves couldn't imagine. These were some points that show the relevance of Gandhian philosophy after post 9/11 world. And just remember as well at lastly, the nickname of the Gandhi was Monia. The Monia was the nickname of the Gandhi. Thanks for listening to me, and bye for now.
अब इस तकरीरी मुकाबले के आखिरी खतीब हैं आसिफ मकबूल भट्ट, डिग्री कॉलेज कुपवारा, जो अपनी तकरीर पेश करेंगे। आसिफ मकबूल भट्ट।
A very good afternoon to all of you. May I thank the organizers for affording me an opportunity to stand in front of you and be able to contribute. And as much as I would want to speak on some other things, it really very, very exciting for the whole day. but I will stick to my topic. That's what I am here for. When I talk about Mahatma Gandhi and his philosophy, its relevance in the contemporary time, I have to speak something what is happening in current. I have to criticize the current. I have to highlight the things which have negative implications in current, and the things that we need to borrow from Gandhian philosophy, the things that we need to borrow from Gandhian ideology in order to build a good tomorrow. In order to build a good tomorrow, we have to apply our brains. But how do we do it? For that, we have to do talking. गांधी जी पूरे मुल्क के मुख्तलिफ हिस्सों में, दुनिया के मुख्तलिफ हिस्सों में और जगहों में आज गांधी जी को 2 अक्टूबर की मुनासबत से याद किया जाता है। लाल बहादुर शास्त्री भी इस फहरिस्त में शामिल है। ये वो लोग थे जो उस दौर में जिए हैं जिस दौर में सच कहना बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज था। हम इमेजिन भी नहीं कर सकते थे कि उस वक्त कर्ब्स कितने थे सच बोलने के लिए, लेकिन फिर भी इन लोगों ने सच के साथ खड़े रहे। फिर भी ये लोग सच कहना नहीं छोड़ दिया और इस मुल्क को आजादी की नियामत से हमकिनार करवाया और इस मुल्क को गुलामी की जंजीरों से आजाद करवाया। लेकिन फिर ये आजादी क्या थी? क्या ये आजादी लीडर बनाना होता है कि हमें अपना प्रधानमंत्री मिल जाए? क्या ये आजादी होती है कि हमें अपना पासपोर्ट हो, अपना एयरपोर्ट हो? आजादी होती है कि हम सच को लेकर किस हद तक आगे चले? क्या आज भी यहाँ सच बोलना, सच कहना और सच सुनना इसकी गुंजाइश अभी भी मौजूद है? जो आइडिया महात्मा गांधी ने आज से 100 साल पहले रखी थी या 75 साल पहले रखी थी, क्या वो आइडिया आज भी हम में मौजूद है? आज जब हम गांधी जी की बात करते हैं, अगर वो हमारे बीच मौजूद होते, उस टाइम तो उन्होंने कहा था बुरा मत कहो, बुरा मत सोचो, बुरा मत बोलो। अगर आज गांधी होते, वो कहते डिजिटल दौर में गांधी कहते बुरा मत शेयर करो, बुरा मत लाइक करो, बुरे खबर मत फैलाओ टीआरपी के लिए। गांधी का आज ये रोल होता है। रिलीवेंस जब आप देखना चाहते हो, जब आप गांधी जो सच्चाई थी, जब हम गांधी जी पर बात करते हैं तो हमें देखना होगा कि क्या इनकी जो आइडियोलॉजी थी, जो उनका वो तरीका था, जो उनका वो नजरिया था, क्या उसकी रिलेवेंस आज है? अगर नहीं है तो इसको डिमेंड किसने किया? आई एम वेरी सॉरी टू से दैट गांधी जी की रिलेवेंस को, गांधी जी की आइडिया को डिमेंड सिर्फ उनके अपोनेंट्स ने नहीं किया, चाहे वो लेफ्ट
ईमान उनका अहिंसा का नारा, ये हिंदू मुसलमान कुंबा हमारा. Respected teachers and my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. It's me Salim Ashraf, student of first sem from GDC Kupwara. But before I start something, जैसा जोश यहाँ पर होना चाहिए वैसा कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है, लिहाजा एक बार हल्ला हो जाए, तकबीर. Topic, that's the relevance of Mahatma Gandhi in contemporary times. I may begin my thought what Albert Einstein, the famous scientist, said about Gandhiji. Generations to come, it may be, will secure believe that such a one as this, every in flesh and blood, whatever walked on the earth. We are proud that a man like Mahatma Gandhi was born in India and he is our father of nation. His principal aims were freedom through peaceful means, national unity, solution of minority problems, improvement of depressed classes, and the ending of untouchability. While Gandhiji fought for the unity, while Gandhiji fought for the unity among Indians, some organizations are trying to divide India on communal. Introduced the word Harijan to honor those from lower castes. The Gandhiji ideology is helpful in establishing and casteless society where everyone is treated equally. Gandhiji believed that earth has enough resources to meet human needs but not human greeds. Gandhiji believed that the global is treating under the weight of global warming, climate change, and resource development, and all environmental conservationists and sustainable development initiatives must include Gandhian ideology. Gandhiji values like truth, non-violence, humanity, forgiveness, tolerance, love, fairness, unselfishness are meant for the peace, prosperity, and harmony of the world. In human values are not there, humanity will be destroyed. Gandhiji philosophy of non-violence has found impression in other movements around the world. As we said, आग जिसे आतंकवादी कह के गोली मार दी गई तुमने, जिसे आतंकवादी कह के गोली मार दी तुमने, इसी मजदूर के सीने में हिंदुस्तान लिखा था. थैंक्स, हैव अ नाइस डे.
ये हमारे आखिरी खतीब थे मोहम्मद सलीम, जिनका ताल्लुक डीडी कॉलेज कुपवारा से था. इससे पहले कि हमारे जज साहिबान अपने नताइज का ऐलान करें, मैं आप सबके सामने अब एक मुहक्किकाना बात और दौर हाजिर में गांजाई फलसफे की अमली तत्बीक पर मुदल्लल बात जो होगी वो हमारी तरफ से हमारे मेहमान खुसूसी इसी कॉलेज के साबिक प्रिंसिपल डॉक्टर फैज अहमद लोन साहब की होगी. मैं बसद एहतराम से गुजारिश करता हूँ कि वो आए और अपने कलिमात से हमसे नवाजें.
Professor Shafi Saab, Principal, Degree College, Boys Kupwara, faculty members from this college, other colleges of the district, non-teaching staff, and dear students. To be very honest, I am in no way expert to talk on the topic and to have been invited as the chief guest on the occasion. I am a student of botany, remotely concerned with Gandhian philosophy. Had I been from political science or history, then Mufti Saab was justified in his statement, but I don't think so. But in the capacity of chief guest on this occasion, I am bound to say something. As far as today's topic is concerned, Gandhian philosophy and its relevance in contemporary times. You see, so far as I have understood the topic, there are many facets of Gandhian philosophy, but the one that needs to be highlighted here is the principle of non-violence. Because Gandhiji is famous for being the apostle of non-violence, and it is on this basis that International Day of Non-Violence is being celebrated on his birthday, 2nd of October every year. You see, how and why the day was designated by UN General Assembly as the Day of Non-Violence. What is special in Gandhi? What remarkable achievement he has made during his freedom for Indian independence that his birthday was designated as the Day of Non-Violence at international level. You see, the simple funda is violence comes after any dispute arises. So when you have a dispute, then to resolve the dispute, you have many ways. But why did a dispute arise? There are two means. One is if there is conflict of interest between two individuals, between two parties, between two countries, between two regions, and there is second thing which is most prevalent, that is might is right. If you are powerful, you deem to have a right to encroach upon or to infringe upon the rights of others. So these two things, if you have conflict of interest or if you are mighty enough to dictate terms, then dispute arises. Now, how to resolve the dispute? Number one is there is judiciary. Judiciary is at district level, it is at state level, it is at country level, you have a Supreme Court. Then at international level, you have the International Court of Justice. So through judiciary, you can resolve the disputes. Then there is another way to resolve the dispute. It is through dialogue. Agar tu English person bozan kya, I will switch over to Kashmiri. Then you have to keep quiet. You should have the courtesy to listen to me. Okay? So, if there is dispute, you can resolve the dispute through judiciary. You can resolve the dispute through dialogue. And there is a third way how to resolve the dispute, that is coercion. You can force someone to accept your verdict. You can force someone to accept your stand. You see, judiciary, the concept of judiciary is understandable. The concept of dialogue is understandable. You can resolve any issue through dialogue. Two parties come together and then there is arbitration. Both the parties, they appoint arbitrator and the arbitrator tries to resolve the issue. And the third thing is coercion. So you force someone, you pressurize someone to accept your stand. Now, as far as coercion is concerned, there are two ways of coercion. One is the violent way. The violent way is if you are subjugated, if you are oppressed, you go to violent ways. Agitation, which is violent. Proxy wars, militancy, or any other thing, these are the violent ways of coercion. You pressurize someone to accept your stand. Then there are non-violent ways of coercion that may be political, diplomatic, economic, and many things are there. This is how the disputes are resolved. But as far as Gandhian philosophy is concerned, you see, Gandhi was made of a different metal. He was made of a different soil. Why his birthday was declared at UN level as the day of non-violence? You see, if you look at India's freedom struggle, two forces were struggling for Indian freedom. One force was which comprised of the politicians Jawaharlal Nehru, Gandhi, and many others. And another group was the group of youth like Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Ishfaqullah, and many others. They resorted to violence. They were, as per their statement, and it has come in many papers that time, that Bhagat Singh used to say that the politicians their struggle will not yield anything. British will cheat them. They will not give us freedom. It is only the power, it is only the violence that can bestow us with this freedom. So these were the two forces. But you can understand, when there are two forces going together, the masses actually they accept the violent ways. This is the rule of nature. They don't have the capacity to wait for a longer time. They want results in a shorter period of time. So Bhagat Singh and his associates, they became very popular among Indian masses. But you see, Bhagat Singh and his associates, when they resorted to violent ways, like when the Viceroy was fired upon in 1912, later on, when the Viceroy's convoy in a train, it was stormed, Saunders was killed, their associates, they hurled grenades in National Assembly, and then they distributed pamphlets there, and that actually led to the arrest of these three youth. Mahatma Gandhi, who was called as the father of the nation, he never praised the actions of these youth. Rather, at every time he used to condemn violence without caring that the masses may go against me. So Mahatma Gandhi he did not compromise. He was against violence. And at one time he said that this is a group of mad youth. It is on the basis of these stories, what I narrated you in a nutshell, because I don't have too much time that you would listen to me in detail. So it was on the basis of these that, irrespective of all these things, Mahatma Gandhi condemned his own youth, which was his military. He condemned the violent acts. That is why Mahatma Gandhi's birthday was designated by UN as the Day of Non-Violence. Actually, what I want, what is my point? The wrong connotation among masses all over the world is that extremism and violence, these are to some extent linked to religion, linked to geographical area, they are linked to regions, but actually there is nothing like that. If we have a look at our own religion, Deen Islam, you see all over the world people say that fundamentalism, it has its birth from Islam. No religion actually preaches for extremism. No religion preaches for violence. Every religion wants peace. People say that the concept of jihad is actually extremism. The concept of jihad is actually violence. It is never like that. If we go through the holy scriptures, we will see that jihad is never killing. Jihad means to strive, to struggle. We have a very famous verse of Holy Quran. What does it say? وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. Strive in the cause of Allah. People say, for not, we have Mufti Sahib here. It is quite inappropriate to go to the grammatical notations, but for the masses, I will tell you. Qatl in Arabic, qatl means to kill. उर्दू में कातिल हम किसको कहते हैं? किलर को. In Arabic, कातिल means to fight, to strive. अब इन वर्ड से क्या निकलता है? अगर हम अरबी में कहें युकातिलून, युकातिलून means they fight. अगर हम कहेंगे यक्तुलून, यक्तुलून, its origin is from qatl. अगर हम कहेंगे यक्तुलून, it means they kill. अब मैं वो आयत पढ़ूंगा. वक़ातिलू फी सबीलिल्लाह. You should fight. क्योंकि इसमें कत्ल नहीं है, it is वक़ातिलू. वक़ातिलू फी सबीलिल्लाह. You should strive in the cause of Allah. Allazina yuqatilunakum. Only when they fight you. आपको, you have been authorized to fight in the cause of Allah only when you are instigated to fight. When some other party fights with you, then Allah gives you permission to fight, to reciprocate. Wala tatadu. But don't transgress the limits. This is very important part of this ayah. If you are fighting with, if party A is fighting with party B, if party B instigates you to fight, अगर हमला वही करते हैं, आप मजबूर हैं, you are replying to their fight. लेकिन आपको ये कहा गया है वला तातदू, don't transgress the limits. को लड़ाई के भी उसूल होते हैं. इससे ज्यादा नॉन वायलेंस की दावत और क्या हो सकती है? God says you, if any party is fighting with you, you have the authority, you have the permission to fight, to defend. तो छुना नेगेटिवेटेड बिहोन, अगर आप पर कोई हमला करता है आप भी करो, बट वला तातदू, डोंट ट्रांसग्रेस लिमिट्स. ये लिमिट्स की बात जब आती है, इट मीन्स दैट डोंट गो वायलेंट. ओके, इन्नल्लाह ला युहिब्बुल मुतदीन. God does not love transgressors. जो limits, those who transgress limits, God does not love them. Instead, jihad. Jihad means, jihad is actually a fight for the oppressed, a fight for the depressed, a fight to defend yourself. It is never a violent means. बीकी जय कुरानी पाक में वनान वमा लकुम ला तुकातिलूना फी सबीलिल्लाह. And why should not you fight in the cause of Allah? Wal mustad'afina, for the weaker sections, min ar-rijali wan nisa'i wal wildan. Maybe they are women, they are men, or they are children. If they are in need, you have to fight for their cause, but in the cause of Allah, without having any hope that you will receive from them anything. Allazina yaquluna rabbana akhrijna min hazihil qaryati zalimi ahluha. God says that these oppressed men, women and children, they are saying, they are praying, "Oh Lord, send someone who can rescue us from the clutches of oppressors." So jihad does not mean extremism. It never means violence. It means you have to defend, you have to help the oppressor. You see, there are many stories in our glorious history of Muslims. आपने हजरत सुलेमान अलैहिस्सलाम के मुतलिक सुना है, वो नबी भी थे, बादशाह भी थे. और हजरत सुलेमान, ये कोई बनी बनाई दलील नहीं है, कहानी नहीं है. The story has been very lucidly reflected in Holy Quran. हजरत सुलेमान की हुकूमत सिर्फ इंसानों पर नहीं थी. He used to rule jinns, birds, animals and even winds. हवाओं पर भी उनका कंट्रोल था. और जब उनको पता चला कि यमन में एक मलिका की हुकूमत है, मलिका सबा, जिनका नाम बिल्किस भी कहते हैं, जब उनको ये पता चला कि एक मलिका है, वो और उसकी कौम वो सूरज की पूजा करते हैं, हजरत सुलेमान हैड द अथॉरिटी. उसके सामने, हजरत सुलेमान के सामने कोई ताकत ही नहीं थी. He could have conquered them, he could have trampled them. लेकिन उन्होंने क्या किया? एक कासिद भेजा एक चिट्ठी के साथ उस मलिका को कि मैं आपसे कहता हूं कि ये आतिश सूरज परस्ती छोड़ दो, आप इस्लाम में दाखिल हो जाओ. और मैं आपको शॉर्ट में बताता हूं, विदाउट कोर्शन, जब वो मलिका सबा खुद आ गई हजरत सुलेमान के दरबार में और इतनी मुत्तसिर हो गई उनके इखलाक से, बगैर क्या थी शान शौकत और हुकूमत की, कि वो खुद भी मुसलमान हो गई और उसकी पूरी राया मुसलमान हो गई. अगर हजरत सुलेमान चाहते तो जोर जबरदस्ती से भी उनके मुल्क को फतह कर देते. एंड ही हैड द पोटेंशियल. लेकिन उन्होंने ऐसा, जब मुसलमानों में ताकत थी, जब हवाएं भी उनके हाथ में थी, जब चरंद परिंद उनके हाथ में थे, इंसानों की बात छोड़ो, when jinns were under his command, but he did not resort to violence. उन्होंने दावत दी उनको, आप इस्लाम में दाखिल हो जाओ. ट्रीटी ऑफ हुदैबिया बहुत मशहूर वाक़ा है मुसलमानों की हिस्ट्री में। प्रॉफिट मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम जब मदीने से आ गए हिजरत के बाद उम्रा करने के लिए, उन्होंने एक जगह पड़ाव किया तो कुफार ने उनको मना किया, बोला कि हम पहले बात करेंगे आपसे। जब बात हुई तो उनको कहा कि हम इस साल आपको उम्रा करने नहीं दे देंगे, यू बेटर रिटर्न। एक डॉक्यूमेंट बन गया, बोला अगले साल आ जाओ और हम अगले 10 साल तक कोई जंग नहीं करेंगे। सहाबा सब नाराज हो गई सिवाय कुछ के कि हम इतनी तादाद में हैं, और वो जंग करने नहीं आए थे। वो क्या नाम है इसका, ये जो वो एहराम बांध के थे। जंग का कोई मतलब जब कोई एहराम बांधता है तो उसके बाद वो कुछ नहीं कर सकता है। तो इट वाज ए पीसफुल मार्च, और ये उम्रा के लिए आए थे, लेकिन उनको वापस भेज दिया गया। और प्रॉफिट मोहम्मद ने सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, उन्होंने he accepted their all conditions which were वो unacceptable भी थी, लेकिन उन्होंने माना सिर्फ इसलिए, उन्होंने इसमें दूर रस फायदे देखे और देखा कि खून खराबा नहीं होना चाहिए। So सलाह हुदैबिया और ट्रीटी ऑफ हुदैबिया, this is a glaring example of non-violence. मैं ज्यादा टाइम नहीं दे दूंगा, लेकिन एक बात मैं बताऊंगा। हजरत उमर बिन आस रज़ियल्लाहु ताला अन्हु मिस्र के गवर्नर गुजरे हैं। एक दिन मिस्र में देयर वाज ए रेस, गुड रेस, घोड़ों की सवारी वो जो करते हैं, वो मुकाबला ये उन दिनों बहुत आम था। तो ये जो उमर बिन आस थे गवर्नर, उनके बेटे भी इस घोड़ी सवारी की इस ये मुकाबला था वो इसमें ही वाज पार्टिसिपेटिंग। तो क्या हुआ कि इस रेस में वो थोड़ा पीछे रहने लगे। एक ईसाई लड़का जो घुड़सवारी में बहुत माहिर था, वो आगे निकलना चाहता था। तो उमर बिन आस के बेटे ने उसको वो चाबुक मारा, उसको जख्मी किया, एंड he lost this battle, this competition. तो इस ईसाई लड़के ने क्या किया, he came to मदीना, और मस्जिद नबी में हजरत उमर रज़ी, ये उन्हीं के जमाने की बात है, उनका इंतजार किया। जब वो नमाज पढ़ने आ गए तो उनके सामने हाजिर हो गए। तो बोला, क्या इस्लाम, क्या आप यही दावत देते हो, आप जुल्म करते हो? हजरत उमर ने कहा कि यू बॉय, यू टेल मी व्हाट इज द स्टोरी। उन्होंने कहा कि आपके गवर्नर के बेटे ने मेरे साथ इसलिए इस तरह किया, आई लॉस्ट द कंपटीशन, बट हिज फादर डिडंट अटर इवन ए सिंगल। विदाउट वेटिंग फॉर एनीथिंग, हजरत उमर गवर्नर के लिए खत लिखते हैं और उनको बोलते हैं खुद भी आ जाओ और बेटे को भी साथ लिया। जब ये दोनों, पता नहीं कितना टाइम उनको लगा मिस्र से मदीना, जब वो पहुंच गए, the Christian boy was waiting there in Medina when both father and son, जब वो हजरत उमर रज़ियल्लाहु ताला अन्हु के सामने आ गए तो हजरत उमर ने अपना चाबुक उस, जब ये तहकीकात हो गई, लेकिन वो चूंकि उम्मा इस्लाम पे अपोज देवाना, when the governor's son was asked, had you done this thing, he accepted, yes, मैंने ये किया है। तो तहकीकात में पता चला कि गवर्नर के बेटे ने उसने जबरदस्ती इसको हरवाया है, इस ईसाई लड़के को। तो क्या हुआ, तो हजरत उमर ने अपना चाबुक उस ईसाई को दे दिया और बोला कि उसी जोर से इसको मारो, गवर्नर के बेटे को, जिस जोर से इसने आपको मारा था। क्या ऐसी एग्जाम्पल, कैन यू सी सच एग्जाम्पल इन टुडेज वर्ल्ड? सो मेरा ये कहना है कि जो हमारा दीन जैसे इसको पेश किया जाता है, हम भी इसमें जिम्मेदार हैं। हमें अपने दीन का प्रचार नहीं वो करना आ गया। हमने सोचा कि जहाद सिर्फ जंग जुदाल होता है, ये एक्सट्रीमिज्म होता है, इट इज it is always a military exercise. हमने इसका तर्जुमा यही लिया, otherwise it is never like that. तो मैं ये कहता हूँ कि जो गांधीयन फिलॉसफी है, जो नॉन वायलेंस है, इसके असल में प्रोपाउंडर्स हम हैं. हजरत आदम ये दावत लेकर आए थे, और उसके बाद जितने भी, इवन आप हिंदुइज्म में देख लीजिए, इन हिंदुइज्म डज नॉट सपोर्ट एक्सट्रीमिज्म. जितने भी दीन है, चाहे कोई आज का दीन है, हजारों साल पहले का दीन है, you see religions they never teach violence and extremism. लॉर्ड राम और उसका भाई लक्ष्मण, वो क्यों 14 साल बनवास चले गए? उनकी सौतेली माँ का उनकी विश थी कि उनका अपना बेटा उस हुकूमत पर उस पर कब्जा करे, लेकिन उन्होंने जब राम से कहा कि यू हैव टू गो फॉर एग्जाइल फॉर 14 years, लक्ष्मण भी उसके, हालांकि उस वक्त राम हैड ए साउंड रीजन that he could challenge his step mother, लेकिन नहीं किया. कोई चढ़ाई नहीं हुई, कोई फौजकशी नहीं हुई. he abdicated the throne, उसने हुकूमत छोड़ दी. 14 साल वो बनवास चले गए. 14 साल के बाद जब वो आ गए, उसके बाद वो बादशाह बन गए. So even if you have the potential to fight, लेकिन अगर आप उस वक्त भी तवाज़ुन रखते हो, if you are not transgressor, अगर आप ज्यादती नहीं करते हो, यही इंसानियत है. और यही मैसेज महात्मा गांधी लेकर आए थे कि that you have to be non-violent. अगर कोई भी मसला है, you see, ये जो disputes होते हैं, जैसे मैंने शुरू में बता दिया, you have disputes between individuals, between families, between son and father, between regions, between countries. लेकिन कोई dispute ऐसा नहीं है जो बातचीत के जरिए हाल न हो. मैं आपको बता दूं, जब फतह मक्का हुआ, फतह मक्का में not even a single man died in that conquest. और अगर आप देखोगे आज की दुनिया में, आजमाचू वही नहीं है किस मुल्क का बीक सुन, तो इतनी किलिंग हो रही है. जब इंडिया पाकिस्तान का पार्टीशन हो गया, कहते हैं कि 10 लाख से 20 लाख लोग उसमें मर गए. अफगानिस्तान का जंग हुआ, उसमें भी मतलब लाते, कहते हैं कि नियरली 2 लाख पीपल डाइड जो 2001 से 2022 तक. इसी तरह आजकल जो रशिया यूक्रेन जंग चल रहा है, 7-8 महीने हो गए, मोर देन 5000 पीपल हैव डाइड इन दैट वॉर. लेकिन ये जो होली वार हुआ करते हैं, जैसे हम कहते हैं कि फतह मक्का है, कोई नहीं मरा, क्योंकि उनके ऊपर एक लगाम होती है कुदरत की कि डोंट बी ट्रांसग्रेसर. तो अगर हम नॉन वायलेंस, जैसे गांधी जी ने मैसेज दे दी, इफ वी एक्ट अपॉन दिस मैसेज ऑफ नॉन वायलेंस, फिर कोई जंग नहीं होगा. ऑल द डिस्प्यूट्स विल गेट सॉल्व्ड थ्रू नेगोशिएशन, थ्रू आर्बिट्रेशन, and this is the best way to live a life if you are abdicating from all these violent ways. Thank you very much.
شکرا جزیلا. نومید نہ ہو ان سے اے رہبر فرزانہ, کم کوش تو ہیں لیکن بے ذوق نہیں راہی. یہ میں نے اپنے پرنسپل صاحب کے نام, جنہوں نے پہلے کہا کہ میں اس فیلڈ کا آدمی نہیں ہوں, لیکن اقبال کا شعر ہے, نومید نہ ہو ان سے اے رہبر فرزانہ, کم کوش تو ہیں لیکن بے ذوق نہیں راہی. اس کا آخری شعر ہے, اللہ کے شعروں کو آتی نہیں روباہی. یہ تھا آج کا اس پروگرام کی آخری جو اہم کڑی تھی, جس میں ہم سب کے سامنے یہی پیغام آیا. بلکہ ڈاکٹر صاحب نے جو آپ کے سامنے ایک بات کہی, وہ آپ اور مجھے ہم سب کو پلے باندھنے کی ضرورت ہے. مورخین نے, سیرت نگاروں نے یہ بات لکھی ہے کہ گاندھی جی نے ایک موقع پر یہ بھی کہا تھا کہ مجھے آپ خلفائے راشدین جیسے 4 لوگ دو. تو میں آپ کو یقین دلاتا ہوں کہ پوری دنیا میں امن قائم کر کے دوں گا. یہ تاریخ کی بات لکھی ہوئی ہے. انہوں نے کہا تھا کہ مجھے عمر جیسا آدمی چاہیے رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ. ان 4 جیسے آدمی اگر میری رعایا میں آ جائیں تو میں انصاف کی حقیقت آپ کے سامنے پیش کروں. اس سے پہلے کہ ہم اس پروگرام کو اختتام ہونے کا اعلان کریں، آپ کے سامنے ایک چھوٹا سا 5 منٹ کا ایک خاموش سکیچ، ایک ڈرامہ ہوگا یہاں پر، جہاں خاموشی سے گاندھی جی کی تصویر ہوگی اور پھر کچھ لوگ آئیں گے، وہ آپس میں لڑیں گے، اور ان دونوں کے درمیان انسانیت کو پھیلانے کے لیے گاندھی جی کا کیا رول ہوگا وہ پروگرام پیش ہوگا آخر میں. اس سے پہلے میں گزارش کرتا ہوں کہ جج صاحبان کا فیصلہ بھی آ چکا ہے. میں گزارش کروں گا اپنے مہمان خصوصی صاحب سے اور صدارتی کرسی پر براجمان اپنے ذمہ داران کو کہ وہ نیچے تشریف لائیں. جب تک اذان ہو جائے اس سے پہلے ہم آپ کے سامنے آج کے اس مقابلے میں شرکا حضرات جن بچوں نے اس میں حصہ لیا، ہم ان سب کے شکر گزار ہیں، اور ان کے کالج کے جتنے بھی ذمہ داران ہیں ان کا بھی شکریہ ادا کرتے ہیں کہ وہ یہاں تشریف لائے، اور ہم ان تمام بچوں کا بھی شکریہ ادا کرتے ہیں جو اسٹیج پر تشریف لائے. اس میں کوئی گھبرانے کی بات نہیں ہے، کہیں پر آپ بھول جائیں یا کہیں پر آپ اٹک جائیں، جو یہاں آتا ہے شہسوار وہی کہلاتا ہے. لہذا میں آپ کو ایک سے لے کر آخر تک ہر اس بچے اور بچی کا شکریہ ادا کرتا ہوں جس نے یہاں قدم رکھے، کیونکہ گرتے ہیں میدان میں شہسوار ہی. تو اس میں جج صاحبان کے لیے بھی یہ بڑا امتحان ہوتا ہے، اور جو پروگرام کے منعقدین ہوتے ہیں ان کے لیے بھی بڑی دشواری ہوتی ہے کہ اس میں کس کو پہلی پوزیشن کس کو دی جائے، دوسری کس کو دی جائے، تیسری کس کو دی جائے. ہمارے یہاں آپ سب پہلے درجے کے مستحق ہیں کیونکہ آپ نے پہل کی، اور دوسری بات یہ ہے کہ اس میں بہت کم وقت ملا، اور ایک ساتھ اس وقت 3-4 پروگرام چل رہے ہیں. یہاں آڈیٹوریم میں یہ تقریری مقابلہ ہے، اور میٹنگ ہال میں اس وقت پینٹنگ کا مقابلہ چل رہا ہے، اور اس کے فوراً بعد 2 بجے یہیں پر کوئز کا پروگرام بھی ہوگا. اس کم وقتی میں جو آپ نے تیاری کی اور پھر آپ نے اپنے خیالات یہاں رکھے، لیکن ہر گاڑی کے لیے بریک بھی ہوتا ہے. اگر بریک نہ ہوتا تو آدمی جس من سے چلے اس من سے چلتا. لہذا میں اس نوجوان کے سامنے جو یہاں سے ناراض ہو کے چلے گئے، ہمارے لیے بھی کچھ حدود ہیں، آپ کی تقریر کے لیے بھی کچھ حدود ہیں. آپ عدم تشدد اسی کو کہتے ہیں کہ آپ اپنی بات اسی حد تک رکھیں جتنی آپ کے اوقات ہیں. तशद्दुद उसी को कहते हैं कि जब आप ये ना समझें कि मेरे हुदूद कहां तक हैं, आप अपने उस्ताद से उलझ जाएं, आप अपने बड़े से उलझ जाएं, तो तशद्दुद तो इसी का नाम है। लिहाजा हमें आज से ये भी सीखना चाहिए कि हर चीज के अपने मौके होते हैं। हमारे बहुत बड़े लोग समझाते हैं इस बात को कि एक बच्चा चल रहा था, उसके वालिद साहब और उसकी वालिदा साथ चल रही थी। किसी ने पूछा ये कौन है? अगर ये बच्चा ये कहे कि ये औरत जो है मेरे वालिद साहब की बीवी है, क्या ये आदमी गलत कहने वाला है? क्या इसने गलत बात कही? नहीं, इसने सही बात कही। लेकिन अगर इसी बच्चे से ये पूछा जाए ये कौन है, अगर इसने कहा ये मेरी वालिदा मुहतरमा है, बात एक ही है, लेकिन बात को पेश करने का ढंग होना चाहिए। वरना वही बात यह है कि मेरे वालिद साहब की बीवी है, वो भी वही है, और अगर उसने ये कहा ये मेरी वालिदा है। और दूसरी बात, अभी डॉक्टर साहब हमारे सामने कुरान की आयतें बता रहे थे। कुरान मजीद के लिए हमारी गुजारिश भी आपसे ये है, खुसूसन जो साइंस के तालिब इल्म हैं, वो कुरान जरूर पढ़ें। और कुरान के साथ मैं इसलिए नहीं कहता हूँ कि मैं अरबी का टीचर हूँ, यहाँ अरबी पढ़िए, और अरबी पढ़कर आपको मिजाज आएगा। फिरौन के दरबार में जब मूसा कलीमुल्लाह गए हैं, उन्होंने जब दीन की दावत रखी है, तो उन्होंने पहली बात जो उनको चढ़ाने के लिए कही, इन्ना उर्सिला इलैकुम लमजनून, ये पागल तुम्हारे पास भेजा गया है। यानी फिरौन ने बात रखी मूसा के सामने, और मूसा की तरफ इशारा करके कहा ये दीवाना, ये पागल आपके सामने है पैगंबर के बारे में। ये सिर्फ इस वजह से कि मूसा कलीमुल्लाह चिढ़ जाएं। तो जब चिढ़ जाएंगे, हाथापाई हो जाएगी, हमारी हाथ में कब्जा आ जाएगा, मसला खत्म। लेकिन वो पैगंबर थे, हिकमत वाले थे, उन्होंने फौरन अपना पलटा, कहा रब्बुल मशरिकी वल मगरिब, मैं जिसकी दावत देकर आया हूं वो मशरिक और मगरिब का रब है। इन कुंतुम ताकीलून, अगर आपको समझना आता हो। बात एक ही है, लेकिन बात कहने का तरीका, कहा उसने बात छेड़ी कि ये चिढ़ जाएं, ये अड़ जाएं, तो हमें मौका आए इनको। कहा उन्होंने अपनी अक्ल का इस्तेमाल करके कहा कि मशरिक और मगरिब का रब एक है, मैं तो उसी की बात लेकर आया हूं। इन कुंतुम ताकीलून, अल्फाज का अदल बदल हुआ। अगर आप समझते हो, जो समझता नहीं है उसी को तो मजनून कहते हैं। लेकिन बात का वजन एक होता है, हर चीज का एक टेम्परेचर होता है। आप किसी को बिलाल कहो तो खुश होगा, आप उसी को कोई गाली का नाम देकर पुकारो वो चिढ़ जाएगा। तो इसलिए हर चीज के एक हदूद होते हैं, ये हमें अपनी जिंदगी में लाना है। गांधी का फलसफा जहां तक था, वो जिन लोगों से मुतासिर हुए हैं, जिन तालीमात से मुतासिर हुए हैं, हमें उन तालीमात को पढ़ने की जरूरत है। वो खुद जिन चीजों से मुतासिर हुए हैं, इसलिए मैंने अभी तक ये बातें अर्ज की क्योंकि अजान हो रही थी, वरना इन बड़े हजरात के सामने मेरी बात करने की गुंजाइश भी नहीं थी और हक भी नहीं बनता है। इस प्रोग्राम के जो कामयाब करार दिए गए हैं, हमने पहले ही इससे गुजारिश की कि जो इसमें किसी पोजीशन को हासिल न कर सके इस प्रोग्राम में, वो दिल छोटा ना करें, हिम्मत बड़ी रखें। इंशाअल्लाह ताला आसमां और भी हैं, मंजिलें और भी हैं। तो आज के इस प्रोग्राम के तीसरी पोजीशन के हकदार ठहराए गए हैं तुफैल अहमद साहब, जिनका ताल्लुक है जीडीसी कुपवारा से, और दूसरी पोजीशन के हकदार हैं हामिद बाबा, जिनका ताल्लुक है जीडीसी छिंदवाड़ा से, और पहली पोजीशन के मुस्तहिक हैं कॉलेज हजा के एक तालिब इल्म आसिफ मकबूल, जिनको पहली पोजीशन हासिल हुई है। इनको सर्टिफिकेट सबको मिलेगी जितने भी शुरका हैं, लेकिन इसके बाद एक और प्रोग्राम होने वाला है, आखिर में सर्टिफिकेट के लिए सर्टिफिकेट तकसीम की जाएंगी। तो गुजारिश है कि वो प्रोग्राम शुरू किया जाए। أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ये आपके सामने जो खाका पेश किया गया छोटा सा ड्रामा था, इसमें आपके सामने ये बात पेश की गई कि खुदा को मानने वाले इस मुल्क के ये तीनों कौमें, हर एक अपने खुदा को राजी करना चाहता है, लेकिन फिर ये आपस में ही लड़ पड़ते हैं। तो इन तीनों को मिलाने वाला गांधी जी का ये फलसफा था। इसमें बड़ा पैगाम था हम सब के लिए कि हमें मजहब को इसी चीज के लिए 2 मिनट के लिए आपसे गुजारिश है, आप सब बैठें 2 मिनट के लिए। इससे पहले हमें इसका एहसास है कि आप बहुत मुद्दत से यहाँ रहे और मुस्तकिल प्रोग्राम भी हैं, आपकी क्लास भी हैं, लेकिन ये चीज़ें ऐसी होती हैं जो बातें सर ने आपके सामने रखी, आपको 100 किताबें खंगालने के बाद भी नहीं मिल पाएंगी। लिहाजा इन प्रोग्राम का मतलब ही होता है कि आपको फ़ायदा हो। कि आखिर में बस इस प्रोग्राम का इख्तिताम करने से पहले मैं दावत देता हूँ प्रोफेसर गुलाम गनाई साहब से कि वो यहाँ आए और कलिमात तशक्कुराना पेश करें, वो आखिरी कलिमात शुक्राना पेश करें।
Respected Chief Guest Dr. Fayaz Ahmad Loan, respected Principal of the host college, Professor Mohammed Shafi Loan, jury of the event, faculty from the different colleges, dear students, Assalamu alaikum. As you know that from last 2 weeks we are celebrating Gandhi Jahyanti, and under this program we have organized a number of events in our college, and today's event is one of the part of this program, long program. And as I have been invited here to present a vote of thanks, first of all, I would like to thank today's chief guest, Dr. Fayaz Ahmad Loan, who came here and who briefed the meaning of the message of Gandhi, non-violence, in simple words. Sir, I am highly thankful of you. I am also thankful of the principal host college for his cooperation for making this program successful. I am also thankful of the jury of the event who have been assigned the duty to judge the students, and I hope they have they did their job with justice. I am also thankful of the faculty members who have come from different college, and at last I am thankful of the convener of the debates and seminars of the college, and I am also thankful of the students who came from different colleges and the students who are of our own college. Thank you once again. Khuda Hafiz.
जितने भी शुरका हजरात थे इस प्रोग्राम में और मेहमान कॉलेजों के जो आए हैं बच्चे, उन सब के लिए हमने लंच का इंतजाम है, वो मीटिंग हॉल में तशरीफ लाएं। 2 बजे इंशाल्लाह क्विज मुकाबला शुरू होगा, 2 बजे आप फिर यहाँ तशरीफ लाएं। इसी के साथ साथ आज की इस नशिस्त का इख्तिताम का ऐलान किया जाता है। अस्सलामु अलैकुम।